Hey, as promised, we're going to do an in-depth breakdown of some techniques bystanders could have used last week when that homeless man attacked that female officer in San Francisco. So we're going to start off by breaking down the situation first. So in the video, as you can see, that attacker actually had a very dominant position. This is what you call a full mount. Sitting on top of the victim's hip above the knees. This is extremely dominant because it limits a lot of mobility for the victim. So there's two things you want to do here. Two main things you want to do. Number one, stop the attack. And that means you have to control the hands. This is the only thing that's attacking the victim right now. So what you want to do is find a way to either get the hands off of your victim, or number two, you want to pull the victim off completely of the attack off the victim so that they can get up and get to a safe spot. So we're going to start with a technique and something that the bystander could have done right off the bat in that video. He did a great job actually. If you watch the video again, he ran in, grabbed the perpetrator, pulled him, and he actually got one hand down on the ground. This is perfect, right? As you can see, when he does that, that hand is no longer attacking the victim. That's number one. Number two, he actually pulled him to the side, getting him off balance here. So two things this person could have done right now without doing anything else is break this point of balance. If he was able to move this hand out the way, this perpetrator would have fell on the ground. So he gotta just kick them out, or what I would recommend, just stomp on the fingers right here. Once he lifts that hand up, then you just pull him over and off of your victim and let them get to a safe point. A more effective way for this bystander to have pulled this perpetrator off of the victim is actually use two hands. You reach for the far shoulder with their forearm, and you reach for this other shoulder here so that you get 2 points of contact. And now you want to aggressively yank and jerk the attacker off of your victim so that they can get away and get free here. If the perpetrator actually had his shirt tied up, what you could do is what we call a cowboy collar tackle. So you will grab literally right behind the neck here so that when you yank them, it actually chokes and pulls the attacker at the same time. Same thing, you pull them up, get them off, control the situation here so the victim can get away. Now back in that video earlier on, when the bystander was pulling him off, he's kind of struggling a little bit to pull him off. He could actually resulted to more an offensive attack on the perpetrator too. He could have grabbed the head and neck here, controlled it, knee them to the head a couple of times, so that if you knee and attack him, he's going to bring his hands up to protect him. From there, the officer could have found a way to get out, find an opportunity, or once he gets up, you pull him off here. Another way to do that, instead of kneeing him, you're running up, you can literally just run up and just soccer kick the perpetrator right in the face. Once you kick him in the face, he'll either block, or if you hit the nose, you either break the nose, there's blood, or you'll create an automatic response and the eyes will tear up. Anything to stop that vision is going to help you and the officer in this situation. The next technique we're going to show you, something we actually showed before, but implemented a little bit differently, because when you're in the guard, he has a great base down here. We're going to show you a push kick. A push kick is basically, you want to bring your knee up and you kick, extend straight forward here. However, this is a little difficult in this situation because his base is so low. You have to aim a little bit higher towards the rib area. This is a lot open surface area, a lot more probability of success. And also, these are really weak, and so it'll hurt. So what you want to do is kind of run up, bring your knee in and stomp out. Use like the heel of your foot to really like push hard against the ribs here. Say he's really big like in the video and you're having a hard time, you can actually keep kicking and attacking these ribs because they hurt. Exactly. So once that hurts, you automatically will protect yourself here. So from there, once you see the arm come up, lose that balance, pull him over, help him get out. Another technique we've shown before is actually the half Nelson. What this does actually is two things right off the bat. You're going to shoot in under here from the side. You're going to grab the back of the neck. Right away, as you can see, this already frees this arm up so that they're no longer attacking the victim here, but also helps you get control of the upper body. You can transfer to a gable grip to get a power half Nelson here. So now you have really good control here. You want to pull the shoulder into your body so you have a pinch. And what you're going to do here, you're going to pull up and step back and pivot at the same time. So watch my feet. What you're going to do here is you're going to pull up and away from your victim here. From here, you can either choose to bring him back down and control him that way, or just drag him off of your victim here and control him this way. So this other technique is going to stop the attack right away. It's going to be an arm lock to a wrist lock. What you're trying to do is come here, you're going to get this arm, and you pull up to your body here. You're trying to basically secure this elbow. Same thing here, you tuck it, you can use a gable grip, pull up. What you're trying to do is keep your hip tight here so that you get his elbow up, stopping the attack, and you want to get this wrist above his hip area. Why? So that you can now apply a wrist lock. So you can use two hands here to control here. This is gonna hurt. See? Or you can actually use one hand. You just cup it here, lean into him now so that you have control, and now you're using the other side of his shoulder and control the situation, move him off, and manipulate a small joint in his wrist here. So the next move we're going to show is actually a sequence of rear chokes. You can actually implement this from behind, or you can implement this from the side. What you're going to do is basically get your arm under the chin so that you can collapse your forearm and your bicep towards the carotid artery to implement the choke. You can actually control by cupping the shoulder or going to a gable grip here. And what you're going to do is same thing as we did with the power half Nelson, and you're going to yank up towards your body and pivot backward, and you can actually drag them all the way off and on the ground so that they can get up. Now, say this person is very strong and he's fighting, you have this here and he's still fighting. Now you can actually sink into a more traditional rear naked choke here. What you're going to do is actually grab your opposite bicep here, grab the back of the head, keep it tight, and you're going to pinch your elbows together so you implement the choke that way. This next move is actually much more advanced and much more involved. It's very physical. So you basically tried everything, nothing's working here. What you can do is a wrestling tackle. And the best way we think to do this is come from the side. You implement that half Nelson again first, right? Control this arm, stop the attack, control the neck. And then what you're going to do is grab that opposite ankle here. On this side, you're going to pick this ankle so they can't take you down. Then you're going to drive your chest into the body of the other person, keeping down here, controlling the neck, keeping your head to the outside of the shoulder, controlling, and letting the other officer come in. Now you got 2-on-1, isolate the perpetrator here.